My family gave my college fund to my sister because she has more potential. I paid my own way. Now I'm a partner at my firm. She's asking me for money. Potential doesn't pay rent. My parents started calling my sister the investment when we were teenagers. Not as a joke either. Emily was the smart one. Straight A student, debate team, theater club, always winning something. Teachers loved her. My mom framed every certificate she brought home like it belonged in a museum. I was different. Average grades, quiet. Worked part-time at a grocery store because I liked having my own money. Nobody talked about my future like it mattered. Things got clear during senior year. One night I came home from work and heard my parents in the kitchen arguing about money. My dad was sitting at the table with paperwork spread everywhere. We can't afford both, he said. My mom answered immediately. Then we focused on Emily. I stood in the hallway listening while still holding my apron. A week later, they sat me down at the dining table. Dad folded his hands together like he was delivering bad news at work. We decided to use the college fund for your sister. Not split it, use it. All of it. Almost $90,000 my grandparents had been saving since I was born. I asked what happened to my share. My mom barely looked guilty. Emily has more potential than you do, she said. You've always been independent. You'll figure it out. Emily sat there staring at the table while they explained how her private university would create opportunities. My dad said community college would probably suit me better anyway. I remember feeling embarrassed more than angry. I just nodded and went upstairs. After that, I paid for everything myself. Community college first, then a state university. I worked mornings unloading delivery trucks and nights bartending. Took loans, lived in tiny apartments with roommates I barely knew. Some weeks I survived on instant noodles and gas station coffee. Meanwhile, Emily posted pictures from football games, beach trips, and expensive restaurants near campus. My parents visited her constantly, helped with rent, bought her a car because she needed reliable transportation. Every holiday became an Emily celebration. Emily got another internship. Emily might move to LA. Emily's doing amazing. Nobody asked much about me unless they needed help carrying furniture or fixing something around the house. Eventually, I stopped showing up often. The funny part is I actually did figure things out. I got into corporate law almost by accident after an internship during college. Turned out I was good at negotiations because I'd spent most of my life sitting quietly while people underestimated me. I worked constantly, took difficult cases nobody else wanted, stayed late, built relationships. By 34, I made partner at my firm. The first person I told was my wife, Claire. The second was nobody. My parents found out through Facebook after my firm posted an announcement. Suddenly my phone started ringing again. Mom wanted to reconnect. Dad suggested a family dinner. Emily even texted me for the first time in months. Proud of you. Dinner felt fake the second I walked in. Dad ordered expensive whiskey he normally complained about paying for. Mom kept touching my arm every few minutes like we'd always been close. Emily talked non-stop about a difficult phase in her career. Turns out LA hadn't worked out. Neither did New York after that. She bounced between jobs for years trying to make it in media production while my parents kept helping with rent and credit cards. At some point they even refinanced their house. I listened quietly while everyone danced around the real reason we were there. Then my mom finally said it. Emily's struggling financially right now. There it was. I asked how much. Nobody answered immediately. Finally Emily said around $80,000. Almost the exact amount they gave her. I laughed before I could stop myself. My mom looked irritated instantly. I don't see what's funny. I looked directly at her. It's interesting hearing that potential doesn't pay bills. Silence. Emily got defensive and started talking about the economy and unstable creative careers. Then she said I'd gotten lucky. Lucky. I worked through college exhausted for years while she lived off my college fund. Dad leaned forward. We're family. Family helps each other. That sentence almost made me smile. I reached into my jacket and pulled out an envelope. Inside was a copy of the original college fund statement my grandfather mailed me years ago after he found out what happened. Highlighted at the bottom was the amount withdrawn for Emily's tuition. Attached behind it was another paper. A repayment agreement, adjusted for inflation. Dad stared at it. You're serious? You said family helps each other, I told him calmly. I figured old debts should get handled before new ones. Emily looked completely stunned. Mom whispered, this is cruel. I stood up, dropped cash on the table for dinner, and grabbed my coat. I learned from the best investors I know, I said. Potential is risky. I prefer returns. Then Claire and I walked out while nobody said a word behind us.